I made a video a while back on what I would personally do if I were starting my own commercial real estate career over again, fresh out of college. And one of the things I mentioned in that video is that if I could go back and rewind time to the beginning, I would do everything in my power to start my career in brokerage. And since this is still the path I'd take today, and these are some of the most popular jobs for young real estate professionals entering the industry right now, I wanted to take a second to break down this career path in a little bit more detail and explain what you'd be signing up for if you wanted to go down this path. So if you're watching this video and thinking that brokerage might be for you, but you want some more clarity around what taking an analyst role in brokerage actually means for your career, in this video, let's walk through the main job responsibilities of a real estate analyst working at a brokerage firm, the kind of pay you can expect on the brokerage side of the business, and the potential career progression and exit opportunities you might have when going the brokerage route. So when we're talking about brokerage positions, the types of jobs I'm referring to in this video are going to be the roles at the major commercial real estate intermediaries, or the firms that bring debt and equity investors and operators together to capitalize deals, and the firms that bring buyers and sellers together to ultimately close on commercial real estate transactions. These are the big name, national, and even global brands in the industry like CBRE, JLL, Cushman & Wakefield, Eastdil, and any other major brokerage shop, which generally moves their employees through a predetermined career progression in order to help them prepare to work side by side with their institutional clients. And to get to that point, the starting line for a career in brokerage is generally at the analyst level, and these roles usually fall under the categories of either investment sales, debt and equity placement, or general capital markets. In an investment sales role, which often falls under the same bucket as a capital markets position, your responsibilities are generally going to include things like analyzing potential listings, creating broker opinion of value or BOV documents for potential clients, creating offering memorandums for potential buyers, and then helping those potential buyers through the due diligence and ultimately the closing process. And in debt and equity placement analyst roles, you'll be focused on very similar activities, but with an emphasis on the capital side of the equation by analyzing deals that sponsors or potential borrowers present to you, creating presentation materials for lenders or potential equity partners, and then helping your client either close on a loan, negotiate a JV operating agreement, or capitalize their fund with one or more equity partners that you have helped them find. In many ways, these jobs are very closely related to acquisitions roles in that a lot of your work will be focused around trying to find ways to pinpoint value, highlighting potential upside in operations, and ultimately maximizing a property's valuation for either a seller, an investor, or a lender on a deal. However, even though acquisitions professionals tend to work hard, where brokerage analyst positions can often deviate from acquisitions roles is that, similar to working at a general investment banking firm, working for a commercial real estate intermediary puts you on the sell side of the business, which can often result in extremely long work hours trying to meet tight deadlines for demanding clients, especially in major markets like New York, Los Angeles, Boston, or San Francisco. Long hours in brokerage also tend to be common due to the fact that at the production level, brokerage is very much eat what you kill, which results in leadership within these organizations often keeping their teams as lean as possible to maximize the take-home income for the team as a whole. Now, this isn't always a bad thing, and in many of these positions, by working longer hours, you'll actually learn how to work faster, smarter, and more efficiently than your peers, often giving you significantly more on-the-job experience in your first few years in the business than you get during that same period in a slower paced role at a REIT or private equity firm. And by working for a lean team, that also means that there will be more of the pie to go around with bonuses and commission sharing, which can make these types of positions some of the highest paying roles out there for young real estate professionals just getting into the industry. It's not uncommon for a brokerage analyst on a high producing team in a major metro to be making $200,000 a year or more just 3 to 4 years into their career, and at this point, that person will also usually have a significant amount of options to take that number to an even higher level. Brokerage professionals who have gotten to this point are generally ready to move into what is commonly referred to as an associate director role, which is usually some sort of an analyst and production hybrid position, with that person still working on some underwriting and modeling projects, but also starting to be responsible for client generation and building their own book of business. And if this sounds like a lot of work, that's because it is, since this person is now juggling not only their own analytical work, but also starting to oversee the work of other analysts on the team while simultaneously trying to spend every free minute that they have on building their own clientele and generating new business for the firm. And from here, this is where many people end up hitting a fork in the road where they can choose to either stay in brokerage and become a full-blown producer working 100% on commission, or they can choose to make a transition onto the principal side of the business, usually moving into an acquisitions, capital markets, or loan originations role. Now, obviously, this choice is going to come down to the individual, and there's no right or wrong answer here, but just by getting to this point, you've already done two huge things that are going to have a major positive impact on your career, regardless of the path that you choose. And the first thing is that you obviously prepare yourself for a career in brokerage, and you've built a solid understanding of how the game works so you can go out and find clients with a team and infrastructure behind you, helping you become successful on this path. And if you do decide to go this route, successful brokers can make a lot of money, with top producers often making over 7 figures per year in major gateway markets, and even the middle of the pack brokers at these types of shops are still commonly pulling in annual commissions in the mid 6-figure range in many major metros. And if you ultimately decide that you don't want to move into production and the brokerage side of the industry just isn't for you, just by working at a firm of the caliber of a CBRE, JLL, Cushman, or Eastil, you've inevitably built connections over the years with some of the largest real estate investment and development firms in the world, making the transition into a mid-level acquisitions or capital markets role on the principal side of the business a relatively easy move if you decide to make the switch. And because it's so hard to know exactly what you want to be doing long term when you're just graduating from college or transitioning from a different industry altogether, this optionality is one of the biggest reasons why I like brokerage so much for young real estate professionals just starting out. Brokerage positions are also unique in that this optionality generally doesn't work both ways, and if you all of a sudden decide that you want to become a broker after 3 to 4 years as an acquisitions or asset management analyst, you'll generally need to reset the shot clock from a career perspective and accept that you'll usually be required to spend an additional 2 to 4 years at the analyst level learning this side of the business and building your network before moving into production. Ultimately, brokerage analyst positions at the major big name firms tend to be some of the best places to start out a commercial real estate career, giving you exposure to tons of transaction volume early on in your career, helping you build a network of some of the biggest players in the industry, and ultimately maximizing your exit opportunities when you're ready to take the next step in your career, whatever that might be. And if brokerage does sound like the right path for you, and you want to make sure you have all the skill sets you'll need to land an investment sales, capital markets, or debt and equity placement role at a top real estate brokerage firm, as always, make sure to check out our all-in-one membership training platform, Breaking a CRE Academy. A membership to the Academy will give you instant access to over 120 hours of video training on real estate financial modeling and analysis. You'll get access to hundreds of practice Excel interview exam questions, sample acquisition case studies, and you'll also get access to the Breaking a CRE Analyst Certification exam, which covers topics like real estate pro forma and development modeling, commercial real estate lease modeling, equity waterfall modeling, and many other real estate financial analysis concepts that will help you prove to employers that you have what it takes to tackle the responsibilities of an analyst or associate at a top real estate firm. And if you like this video and want to see more content on this channel on commercial real estate careers and different parts of the industry, make sure to hit the like button to let me know, and let me know in the comments if you're interested in brokerage, and if so, why that's the case. As always, thanks so much for watching, guys. I hope you found this helpful. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already to see more videos like this every single week, and I'll see you in the next video.